Jason.
I am Stina.
Welcome to JS Adventure.
Hello, it's July 3rd, morning, 7:55. We're back in the central time now. We're in the west side of Kentucky and we're heading towards Mammoth Cave National Park, the main destination of this tour. We're gonna be doing 2 cave tours, and one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Super excited. Yeah, weather is a little cloudy. It's gonna be sunny soon, but doesn't matter. We're gonna be underground anyway. Under the ground, under the ground. Down is better. Okay. Look at me. I'm wearing cave clothes. It's actually Oregon Cave. National monument, but it's cave, so I wore it. Yeah, we'll get a lot of souvenirs here as well. It's a big part. Yay! Super excited. So we'll be there in 20 minutes. Okay. See you guys there. Okay, 我们到了 Mammoth Cave National Park. Hooray! 看到吗？高兴吗？我们终于到了。现在我们要开进去哦。Yep, we're gonna drive in there and go to the visitor center. Okay. So we're inside the park, but there's still a 7-mile drive to the visitor center. Super far. Visitor center. So Mammoth Cave is actually a World Heritage Site and an International Biosphere Preserve. This is Stina's second, right? At least the second one we went together. Second World Heritage Site. First one is Poverty Point, Louisiana, which you can't see anything.
Mount A.
Mount A, Mount B. Now we can actually see the cave. Be impressive. Okay, we'll be there in 6 minutes. Okay, we got the tickets from the wheel call. There's a wheel call, and you can buy tickets here. In the middle is the informational center, and the museum is over there. It's a pretty big visitor center. And there's also the gift shop that's over here, and this is the main door. Yep. Excuse me. Yep, this is a gift shop.
There you go. Those 2 batches.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
拿到了，高兴吗？高兴。OK， 拿到了。Ranger 超好的，就没有 check 就变好。不过我们还是会去啊。
还是一定会去。
去了5个 National Park 就可以拿到 Kentucky 就可以拿到这个东西。Yep. Okay, at the stand station at Mammoth Cave National Park, and we also got these World Heritage Site book, and we got the first stamp for Mammoth Cave. They come with a bat too. We have so many collectible stamp books now. Show me? Ooh, look at how much stamp we got this time. So many.
Yeah, this is all from this time.
This is all from this tour. Okay. Okay, look at what we got. We got Mammoth Cave hat. And we're wearing Great Smoky hat. Now we're gonna switch over. Switch over. Yay. Now yay. 新的帽子 new hat. Officially not nine Great Smoky hat. Okay.
马上到哪一边？
Go put down our stuff. And we spent over $50 and got this tote bag for free. Pacific Arctic supporter.
National Park support.
Yeah, so we're gonna put our stuff in the car first. And they actually ran out of the brochure, the national park brochure for this park. Unbelievable. It's too popular.
Too much for this rest.
Yeah. Okay, we got a lot of cool stuff today. And the tour haven't even started.
Well, that's the point, because I don't want to.
Okay, we're gonna put our stuff and then go back to the museum. Yay, so this tells you where all the national park and all the biosphere reserve and World Heritage Site is. And we are where Mammoth Cave, all three. And we've been to Poverty Point and Simon Mark. And I've been to Oregon Pipe, winter. Joshua Tree,
Walk down now.
yeah, we've been to most of the national park in that area. Okay, let's see. Now we're going to head into the museum. So many people, they ran out of maps. Unbelievable. Okay. So the museum. At the waiting area, I got some jacket. It's gonna get cold in there. And yep, all the people in the back waiting with us. We'll start in like a minute. Tickets. Yep. So we're gonna get an orientation here and then we'll walk to the entrance. Yep. Alright. See you in the cave.
Good morning.
Morning.
A little enthusiasm will go a long way on this tour. We're going to be together for a couple of hours. Okay, a couple of announcements before we get started. In a moment, we'll be going down 200 yards down the hill to the natural historic entrance of Mammoth Cave. Now, at the end of this tour, you will be required to walk across what we call a biosecurity mat. It's a spongy mat containing a woolite and water solution due to a fungal disease that's decimated the bat populations in this country. Millions of bats have died, especially in the Northeast. And we've lost thousands here at Mammoth Cave. Now, it's called white nose syndrome. It's a fungus that grows on the wings and muzzles of bats. It doesn't kill the bat directly, only indirectly. It irritates the bats so much they come out of hibernation early before the insects have returned. They start flying around, use up all the food reserves they stored up from the year before, and they die of starvation.
Alright, heading up. Going to the entrance. I don't know, follow the guide. I'll be there. There's so many people behind us. Yeah, it's like 30 or, oh, it's 50, 40, 50 people. Yep. Everyone putting on jackets now. fauna. So this is the historic entrance of Mammoth Cave, and you can see that there's like this white fog right up on top of it, floating. And that's the decontamination center. Standing in front of the cave entrance.
Yep.
Turn around and you can see right behind us. Cave entrance, and it's super chill right here.
It's cold.
It's cold. It's like AC, free AC. You just stay here. You can stay here all day, right? It feels that good. I can show you. Ooh, yeah. Oh, we have to go. It feels really good. Okay, we're entering the cave. Super dark. Oh, so cold. Entering the cave, entering the cave. We're in the cave. Inside the cave. We're inside the cave. Walking inside the cave, super dark. It's really cold.
高的人
黑的，超级黑的，超黑的。
那走快点。
Okay, so we're checking tickets now. Two people? Yeah. Thank you.
Such as saltpeter mining during the War of 1812, also referred to as the Second American Revolution. Who were we fighting? That's a question. Still fighting the British. When was the War of 1812?
The bottomless pit. Very tight. Oh, so tight. Okay, it's very tight. Okay. It's very low. Super low.
你小心啊！你不要两只手，两只手。
Get some light here. Get some light here. Super low. Super low. Oh, Fat Man's Misery is here.
Oh, 5 minutes.
Too fat? Too fat? Too fat? Perfect place. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's so tight. So tight. Turning. Oh. Oh. I'm good. Oh, super tight. Are you okay? You got it? Come up. You here?
Yeah. More space than
We are. Oh, we are out. We are out.
You can see, if you look on that back wall, that they would knock it off or scrape it off about as high as they could reach. Look down here and up here, about as high as they could reach. For miles in this cave. 3 torches, thousands and thousands of those remnants. They would burn down close to their hand. They would light another bundle and discard those. And we. That's right.
Yep, only you. We're outside the cave and it's super misty. Let's go, go. So we have to decontaminate ourselves before we exit in front.
Oh, that's the mountain.
Yeah, that's the mountain. Go that way. You have to put your feet on there. Oh, wow. Oh. Oh, smoky. Oh. Yeah. Oh, my lens fogs up.
Ooh.
Ooh. Of love. Special effect. Whoa. So we just finished the tour.
Yep.
We just finished the tour. What do you think?
It's tiring.
It's 2 miles and 2 hours. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's really cold in there, like 50 degrees.
对啊，可是外面又好闷热，一直又污掉了。
又污掉，镜头起雾。Yep, it was fun. We have another tour in the afternoon. And here's another group coming along here. Ooh. All fucked up. Okay. It's a very big group. Like every group had like 50 people or something. And the lens is all fucked up again. Okay, we're at Crystal Lake Cafe getting our lunch. Tina got a mammoth burger. She's dressing it. Wrap. Mango something wrap. So good. 吃饱。How was it?
Feels good.
Good.
Yeah.
价钱还 OK 啊，不会太贵。
价钱是偏贵，但是不会到非
还
常。
OK 啊，对啊。然后我们现在去参加我们的第2个 tour， 可以看到钟乳石 Drip and Dome。
上一个 tour 比较多 history 啊，
Yep。
他们怎么开垦，这个算开垦吗？
对啊，讲了一个黑人奴隶的故事，他一个人就开发了25 mile 的路，好强。
对啊，超厉害的。
然后那时候就有一把小灯的一个蜡烛，
还有用爬的爬进去。
OK， 我们到 Visitor Center 了，那我们要
外面好
去。
闷哦。
洞穴很凉，所以现在就凉。OK，see you in the cave. Since the video is too long, so I cut it into 2 parts. So this is the end of the part 1 of Mammoth Cave National Park. I'll see you guys in part 2. There will be another tour, Dome and Drips. See you guys next time. Bye.